So I just had this thought about how different species in D&D would be able to do sign language differently. So you have common sign language, like that's an established thing now, but that only works, I mean, I assume, insofar as you have 5 fingers on each hand, like a typical humanoid would. What happens when you have creatures that don't have that many fingers? Plasmoids are a really solid example. They can have as many fingers as they want, sure, but does that mean that when they're interacting plasmoid to plasmoid and they have their own version of their language and their own version of sign language, they do different things? Same with thrycreen, because they're insectoid, right? They don't have the same digits we do, so they probably have their own version of sign language. So if that's the case, right, then is it still translatable across like common sign language, or is it just like its own thing and people who have a different number of digits who are raised on something different, can they translate it still, or is it just like totally foreign to them and they have to learn it as if it's learning a new language? Also, you get into the concept of people who tend to interact with these cultures quite often. How are they going to try and, portray this form of sign language? They have not the right equipment. How are they going to do it? The answer is magic. Easy. I mean, that's the simple way. I'm sure they could train themselves to do it with physical, aspects. But the easy way would be to reflavor a mage hand, for example. Or if you're that monk type that sprouts extra ghost limbs, then maybe you have those ghost limbs look like the limbs of the species that you're trying to communicate with in order to more effectively speak with them. So that means that there's capacity for you to build an NPC in your world who's has this massive amount of knowledge, this lexicon of all these different cultures, who has the capability to sign language across multiple cultures by just changing the shape of their hands. Can you imagine what an awesome character that particular type of translator would be? I don't know, I think it's cool.